What's my mother name?
What's up guys, KW175 back with another Pokemon Duel video, and we are actually getting into the Grass Gym Cup. I know I'm a little bit late. This is probably going up on the last day of the gym, since this is on Saturday and Sunday is going to be the last day for the gym, but the rewards are pretty awesome. We get a lot of Carmonite, we're getting Mo Rotom, a UX Medal, an EX Cube. Let's take a look at Mo Rotom. It's going to be another figure that can give your 1MP grass types a 1MP buff. So that means Venusaur, Trevenant, Torterra. I think it's pretty awesome. But I really like his Leaf Storm attack, even though you do lose it for one turn. Only one turn, not next battle, but your next turn. So, I don't know, I think you can kind of keep it on the back line, go in for the attack, and hopefully nobody's in range to attack it. But it's also got some blue. I feel like it could arguably be better than Deoxys attack form, especially with like a Miracle Seed, some chain levels, and you can turn all the other figures into grass types, use Miracle Seed on them. I've been seeing a lot of Rotom strategies with the Frost Rotom, with the Grass Rotom. It's pretty awesome. But the event is going to be winding down. Like I said, when you're watching this, it's probably going to be the last day. It ends on the 16th, 7:59 UTC. So basically you have all day on the 15th. It's going to end early morning on the 16th. Here are the trophies. I definitely want to try to get the Invincible Trophy for this grass gym. I got the Invincible Trophy in the first grass gym and the second. We got double Decidueye, Virizion, Sceptile, Zoroark, and Kyurem. I'm running a Never Melt Ice Plate for the Kyurem. Sceptile at a 3MP. I did expand the Leaf Blade, and Zoroark's just going to be good to switch out to Decidueye for its ability to knock out Pokemon on entry points, pass through Pokemon. It's got gold, Grass Knot, it gives weight. I feel like this team's going to be pretty strong. You guys already seen me test this out in the Orbiter Hall, and the only change that I made is I got rid of one of the double chances and I put in a Tropical Energy for Pokemon that are going to be putting you to sleep. So this is going to be our first opponent, 1787, and this is our first match. You know, I didn't play a match all the way up until, you know, tonight. Yeah, that's it. I was going to play H2O Queen in our creators tournament, but her internet was messing up, so I decided that I was going to play some gym real quick, try to get a video loaded up to get out for you guys on Sunday, and I'm going to have to be grinding pretty hard. I have to be grinding pretty hard so I can get my 30 wins, but he's going to block me off with Virizion. Now I'm in a position that I can Typhoon Slash. I have pretty good defense. I like being defensive with Decidueye because it gives weight, and Sceptile just has the Stealth Hit. It can hit for over 140 damage. I feel pretty good about our setup at this point. So I'm going to move up with the Zoroark. Zoroark has a pretty good matchup against the Grovyle, as long as we land the cross counter, but our Night Days can potentially knock him out as well. He hurdle jumps, doesn't see that we can just backtrack with our Virizion 3MP. We get the Surround, he's going to advance, and Zoroark lets us down. We get knocked out from one chain level because he wants to hit the 50 Sucker Punch, and the Dartrix is going to knock us out. So I'm trying to decide here, do I want to try to go up for the Typhoon Slash with the Virizion? Do I want to come back out with Decidueye? I choose Decidueye just because if we don't get the Typhoon Slash, we could be in a pretty bad position as of right now too. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead. We're going to max revive first. We're going to sit the Zoroark down, and in case our Virizion gets knocked out, but we should be able to go after that Articuno. Then I'm like, okay, he's going to be moving down with the Trevenant, so I'm going to go Never Melt Ice. So now I'm in a position, if he wants to advance with that Trevenant, I can actually step work over, go for the Typhoon Slash and surround him. But then again, I'm like, you know what? He's probably going to come in for the attack, right? I have Zoroark, so I'm going to move in. I'll switch. He's only going to be able to move, you know, our Sceptile most likely. Like, we're going to be able to surround him if we survive. And we do survive. He lands the Manipulative, so now I'm going to go in for the surround with Virizion. We're going to leave the Sceptile asleep because we have no problem trying to wake it up. He's going to go in for the attack. He lands the Spirit Shackle, knocks out our Decidueye, but I'm going to take this opportunity to advance, take that entry point, and threaten game with a Typhoon Slash. He doesn't back up with Articuno, so you guys know what time it is. I'm going to be going for that double chance Typhoon Slash. I go from this side because in case we knock it out, he doesn't have Gold Block and he's not going to be able to attack us with the Articuno. I'm like, okay, this is not good. Anything but Swords of Justice and miss, and we get it. Definitely an epic Sax Guy moment, and we're going to take our first win with Virizion, the MVP in the first Grass Gym ever, and we're going to get 41 points. 41 points from our first win. We're going to get a booster ticket. I'm totally good with that. I was taking a look at my stats from the very first Grass Gym, and actually I did get on an 18 win streak. And it was my first Invincible trophy ever, so I've had really high success in these Grass Gyms. But it's a little bit of a different meta now. There's a lot of different Pokemon encounters, so we're going to be going up against our next opponent, D Golden from the D Clan. We played D Clan member Suru. You can probably remember his in-game name is D Destiny or D Who Am I from the Gen 3 tournament. So Subaru's a really good player. So I don't really know what the requirements are for getting into the D Clan, but I definitely know there's some really good players. So I'm definitely gonna have to play on my game in this matchup. So he blocks us off with the Vibrava. We're going to go in the center with Virizion now, because I didn't want his Sceptile to be able to move up and attack us and stealth it over, and I also didn't want his Virizion to be able to just move up and go for the Typhoon Slash and knock us out. So I'm like, okay, I go defensive with the Sceptile, then I'm going to bring out Decidueye because we do have the gold. I'm going to go defensive with the Kyurem, and I do have my eye kind of set on Typhoon Slashing that Sceptile. Now he's going to be going for the Typhoon Slash on my Decidueye, but I'm like, you know what? We have decent odds. Like, I have no idea when I'm going to want my Decidueye to land. It just depends what the Virizion's going to land. But we're definitely going to go after the Sceptile, and he gets the double Leaf Blade. Like, we have pretty good odds, you know? Double Leaf Blade into the Grass Knot, we win. Single Leaf Blade into the Swords, we win. Typhoon Slash, you know, it could go either way. So we hit the Spirit Shackle. I'm like, come on. Anything, like, there we go. Actually, I just needed him to hit the Swords of Justice again, so that was pretty lucky on a double chance. So I am going to try to come back out, go for the Typhoon Slash on the Sceptile, and we get it. We get it. So, you know, he wasn't able to pull it off, but we were, and we had to burn a Max Revive, but that's okay. And he's going to go Max Revive, but bro, you still have weight. And unfortunately, we cannot step work over that Phantom because of the Vibrava. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to put my Virizion on the entry point, and we have gold with the Decidueye. It's only a level 3 Shiinotic. So I'm like, you know what? There's maybe some odds here that we can win. But of course, Shiinotic's going to land the Spore. We're going to get put to sleep, and he's going to go defensive there. So I'm like, all right, well, I gotta wake up my my Decidueye. Too bad it was asleep. We could have got a surround on the Shiinotic. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to go for the Typhoon Slash. He hits that strength marker, so he's gonna have that full marker. We're not gonna be able to knock it out with white attacks. We need to surround it, but he is gonna defend properly. So now we can't Typhoon Slash without getting our Virizion knocked out. So I'm gonna be advancing with the Zoroark. Zoroark, I don't know, not going to be great against that Virizion, but he's going to go after our Decidueye, and he's going to get the Typhoon Slash. He's going to surround. I'm going to move in, defend my goal properly from that Typhoon Slash. Kyurem, Sceptile, what more do you want for goalie defenders, you know? So at this point, I'm like, I'm just going to go Never Melt. Go Never Melt. See, I don't really need it, because either we're going to beat the Virizion or we're going to lose to the Virizion. So it's maybe a wasted turn, but I'm like, you know, I think it's a decent opportunity to use it because I wasn't in any rush. And I'm going to Max Revive now. I was waiting for him to take over an entry point so I could bring the Decidueye back out, make him spin, but the Phantom's not going to spin a purple. So this is actually a really clutch play. I did not see that coming. He backtracks, go for the Typhoon Slash, and he lands it. He's able to surround us. I was impressed. I was impressed with that play. Definitely a really, really good decision to go for that one. So now, I'm going to advance with this Decidueye because I do have the chain levels on this one. And if he moves back down with the Virizion, which he does, I'm like, okay, I'm going to backtrack because I do not want him landing Typhoon Slash on my Sceptile, having a surround set up on my goal, and not have anybody else back there to threaten the surround. So I have to kind of keep that Virizion in check. So now I'm going to be going after this Vibrava, but he's going to backtrack. I'm definitely not going to switch into the Zoroark. And of course, now our Decidueye wants to land the Spirit Shackle whenever the Virizion lands the Grass Knot, but at least he has weight. And it's going to give us an opportunity to kind of get back into the same position and go after this Vibrava. Because our Zoroark has a pretty good chance of knocking out Decidueye, and we are going to land the Spirit Shackle, so I'm like, okay, at least we get a knockout while landing it. We don't get confused or anything. And he's going to backtrack with the Virizion. So I'm kind of in a tough position with that Shiinotic because it could easily put us to sleep, but I do have Tropical Energy for this. Now, this was actually a pretty sneaky play, and I kind of seen it coming. I move up my Sceptile. He does have counterattack, guys. So he goes for the counterattack surround, but he is leaving his goal wide open for the stealth hit. And boom, Sceptile comes through like a savage. Stealth hit for the win. GG to D Golden. That's going to be another 38 points, 1579, 2 wins, 0 losses. That's pretty awesome. Those were 2 really good wins to give us a nice little jump on our ranking to try to climb up the leaderboard because, you know, we're going to definitely be struggling to get our 30 wins. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a quick look at the leaderboards and Supas up here. Cranny, another person who does YouTube. Haven't seen a lot of videos from him recently and help. And I heard Cranny he got his 30 wins without losing a single match with this deck. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys, if any of you guys heard about that, but Supa has kind of his rush deck thing going on with the Zoroark and the Deoxys Speed, but he switched it out with a little bit. You know, he's got the Lunala to protect against the Virizion, and you know, this dude's always usually in the top 5. Fodder actually beat him on his stream, which was pretty epic. I don't know if this was the same deck that he was running, but he's got 82 trophies, one more trophy than I do. I have 81, so this is the first place guy. Kind of seems to be, you know, a lot of similarities with the double Lurantis and Bulu, the Decidueye. You know, some people are running Lunala to protect against that Virizion cheese. Double Decidueye, double Lurantis, Bulu, Virizion, Sceptile, like they're all pretty similar. And man, level 10, all into the Solar Beam. He's got some chain levels. It's they're pretty strong decks. But I feel like my deck here can definitely stand up to a lot of those top tier decks. Now, real quick, before I get into any other matches, I wanted to come in here, readjust my wheel. I'm like, you know what? I think the 100 cross counter is going to be more beneficial because it's going to beat, you know, chain level 10 Sceptiles usually are at a 99. So also I've lost to some Steel Wings in gyms. From the last gym, they had a 70 base, you know, with the plus 20, like on the Zapdos. And with the Coco, they were getting 100. So I was getting knocked out by 1 chain level. So yeah, I was able to fix that. This is going to be our third opponent. Full ice deck. He's got 2 Avalon. He's got the Glaceon. He's got the Articuno and double Kyurem. So with a decent bit of RNG, now, we could be in some pretty bad shape if we attack that Articuno. He's able to get the Ice Charge, you know, hold us, capture us and hold us hostage with his Kyurem. We're not going to be able to tag him. So I'm going to match up my Kyurem against his Articuno. We have the Never Melt Ice Plate. I'm going to press down this right side with my Decidueye. Now, he kind of goes in the middle and protects his Glaceon, which I'm like, you know what? I'm totally good with that. I'm going to move in on the inside here. And I'm like, you know what? If we can get this knockout, like this could potentially be game. And we get the gold, we get the Phantom Arrow, that's what we wanted. So he's going to have to get the knockout, but he doesn't attack. And that's that sneaky little corner surround. And you have that set up You know, it's easy to miss. I've definitely lost to that dozens of times over the course of the last year or so. So that's going to get us up to 1603. Not a ton of elo, but I mean, a nice quick win, and it's going to get us a little bit closer to our 30 wins. So guys, I've been really liking this team so far. 3-0 in the Gym Cup, and then we went 3-1 in the Orbiter Hall. So really, you know, we've only lost one match with this deck so far. Now our next opponent is going to be Kaz, almost at 1800, and has a pretty good deck. Definitely a pretty good deck. This is going to be our fourth and final matchup. So he's got the Kyurem, Articuno, he's got the Suicune, which is a decent little addition, Virizion, Decidueye, and the Zoroark. So I am going to be starting it off, and I'm trying to see like kind of what chain levels he has, if I want to go with my Decidueye that has the chain level or not. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm going to lead with the Decidueye that has the chain level, and he's not going to be able to block us. He has to defend properly. So finally he makes a decision. He's like, I am going to double chance. I'm like, oh, I got to switch into the Zoroark. And we get the Sucker Punch again. So Zoroark has definitely been letting us down. We get knocked out and we get weight, which is pretty annoying. So now I have to defend with the Sceptile. I feel like the Sceptile is going to be the best chance in case he wants to swing around and try to attack. We can surround him. But now I'm going to go defensive with a Decidueye. You know, his ability is not going to mean much for the other Decidueye. There's no purple. Now, I love whenever I see that Virizion press forward, because you guys know we're going to just press up the right flank and punish him. Unless he wants to come out and attack. And he's going to double chance with the Articuno. Ooh, we get the Grass Knot. He doesn't respin. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be tough. Because, you know, he's going to ice me no matter if I go on his entry point, if I try to threaten surround. We have the Tropical Energy, but it's still going to make us burn a turn. And we're going to get surrounded anyway if we try to surround that Virizion. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to double chance. I'm going to double chance and try to get rid of this Articuno. And we get the Spirit Shackle, knock out that Articuno, give it 4 weight, and it's not going to be able to ice us. And he's going to have to pull the Gold Block and defend unless he wants to be really, really risky and attack my Decidueye. But we have pretty good odds against Nala. And now I'm going to press forward with this Virizion. He doesn't have any more 3 MPs to defend. So if we could knock out that Virizion, we have chain levels, we have an X speed, that's going to be GG boys. His only play is to come after me with his Decidueye on my entry point. I feel like that's his best play. And he actually goes for it. So I feel like this was his best chance, but he gets the bad roll. So I'm like, you know what? I want to seal this game up. I don't want to leave anything to chance. You can switch with the Zoroark. We can Typhoon Slash, X Speed. All we got to do is land Swords of Justice, and we do, and that's going to be game. Man, GG to Kaz. It was a pretty quick match as well on turn 287. But when you get aggressive and it doesn't work out, you know, it can go pretty bad for you pretty quickly. So 4-0, 1641 is going to be our rank. Not too bad, 4-0 in the gym. Again, guys, this is late on Saturday, so I know all day on Sunday I'm going to have to be grinding. Hopefully, shouldn't be, you know, take too long to get 26 wins. I'm not really sure how long it should take to get that many wins, but it seems like on average games can last between 8 to 12 minutes on average, because you have like 25-minute games, and then you'll have like 4-minute games. So Virizion has been a legend. The Decidueye have kind of been so-so. They're pretty good, though. They're definitely making this team work. Zoroark has let us down pretty bad. You know, Virizion's been doing pretty good. Kyurem is just kind of, you know, been there. As, you know, we haven't really done anything crazy with it. We've been basically just putting pressure with the Decidueye in the Virizion, defending with Sceptile and Kyurem, and it's been working out. So it's kind of weird that only 4 matches. We're almost in the last day of the gym, and I'm already into the top 8,000, 7,700 and something. So, you know, it just goes to show that the amount of players playing actively is down quite a bit. There used to be hundreds of thousands of players, and it was kind of whenever like Pokemon Go, was like dead when the game first dropped, and like all the other like trainer tips, and Ali A, and then there was even a guy like Dan TM or something. I don't know, he's got millions of subs, another British YouTuber. But yeah, I kind of got some hype. Everybody was playing it, giving it some attention. Then Pokemon Go got an update, and everybody just dropped the game and never picked it up again. So, you know, guys, definitely leave a like on this video if you guys enjoyed it. Share it around with your friends and family. I definitely want to try to get more players playing. You know, it's the same goes not just for me, but for all your other favorite YouTubers that you watch. Share their videos around, you know, leave a like on it, and let's try to get some more players back into playing this game. But guys, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my next video. Follow me on Twitter if you guys haven't already, KW175, and until the next one, later guys.